So we're here today with Ted Smith. He runs, what's the name of your publication? Cannabis?
Yeah, I gave them all away. Cannabis Digest.
Cannabis Digest. Great little thing. Great little newspaper. Been going on for how many years now?
Well, I guess in its current format, about 5 years, and it was really a newsletter on a photocopied newsletter for 5 years before that.
Wow. So a good 10 years of real solid cannabis news and information from Ted over here. But today on Cannabis Fitness, we're interviewing him because he's a pretty fit guy. I think last week he did the 10K in Victoria, is that correct?
I not only did the 10K, but I did it in a 12-foot tall, 8-foot wide pot leaf costume.
Right, that's pretty impressive.
My time wasn't as good as I'd like, but it was 1 hour and 7 minutes, so it wasn't embarrassing, especially given some of the problems that I had. So
with the headwinds, I guess, might be the biggest issue with that.
I don't know if that was the biggest issue, but on Dallas Road, the wind was so bad that at certain points I had to actually bend over and run head first into the wind because it was blowing me sideways and I was hitting people. And even the people that ran the marathon, the guy that won it complained about how strong the wind was, especially because the first 5K are in the city, but then the next 3K are pretty much on the open water on Dallas Road there. So it's very exposed. And, yeah, it was really windy. So that slowed me down. But part of it was I had a fiasco getting the costume in the first place. And so I got there quite late. In fact, I didn't even really get the costume on until 5 to 8. And I had to run a kilometer just to get in the race. And the race had already started for a few minutes, and I waited to catch my breath. By the time I got into the crowd, some of them were walking, they were running really slow, if at all, so I had to go sideways and dodge and dart. I've done the 10K in less than an hour before, so that's why I'm complaining my time wasn't that great.
And you did that 10K in the costume?
In the costume. I've done it in the costume 4 times now. 3 of the times Collins 10K, and the first time I came here and did the Vancouver Fun Run, the Sun Run a few years ago. But I wasn't sure I was going to be able to even do it, so I really didn't tell many people at all it was going to happen, and there's very little pictures because I didn't have much of a support team.
And you smoke cannabis every day, do you not?
I sort of brag that I'm one of the most chronic pot smokers on Vancouver Island. It's hard to get bigger than that, I guess, but I got quite the ego. But yeah, I smoke a hell of a lot of pot, and that's one of the things I really want to prove is that you can be a chronic pot smoker and an athlete at the same time. That two aren't in contradiction to each other. In fact, being a pot smoker can make you a healthier athlete and help you recover from injuries and even build muscle mass and stuff.
A lot of people, I use it for recovery too, and a lot of people do. MMA athletes, a lot of people.
Yeah, and the other part too with cannabis is I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. I eat hemp parts for protein. So I'm proving that hemp and cannabis is empowering. It makes you healthy and strong.
So, did you start running before you started doing cannabis?
I've been an athlete most of my life, and when I first got involved in cannabis activism, I stopped doing a lot of it. I do a lot of outdoorsy kind of stuff to stay in shape. But it actually kind of started with dodgeball several years ago in Victoria. Well, we made herb first, and then I guess there's a local dodgeball tournament that the city hosts. And a bunch of my friends wanted to join, and I thought it was a good idea. So we created a concept called Team 420. And we actually made a logo and made T-shirts and stickers and entered into the dodgeball tournament. So I think we've done 3 times now in the big formal tournaments.
Is that on Vancouver Island only? Is that it? Or is it...
there's dodgeball tournaments everywhere, but that's all we've done. It's in Victoria so far. And then I guess I really started to develop the Team 420 concept in terms of athletics and cannabis, and both giving athletes opportunity to be more active and also destigmatize people, but even just at a point to give people that smoke pot more opportunity to do stuff. So we started doing like a drop-in dodgeball for Team 420 every week. Actually, for a while there, we had 2 dodgeball games a week and a soccer game a week that we were playing with Team 420.
Amazing. Is it still going on? What would you say was the biggest impediment that stopped it from keeping going on?
I didn't have a good support group.
Ah.
So if I went away doing something like my book tour and went away for a couple weeks, it'd be like in fighting and there'd be a lot of street people playing sports, and if they don't have a good referee, have a good ref, it's all a part of it. Just different things.
Yeah,
so it was hard to sustain.
Yeah, one man is hard to do everything.
Totally volunteer with a bunch of stoners. Right? And my time got diverted with different things too. I've got some really big dreams with it. But at a certain point, it just occurred to me that I should be, entering into these marathons. I guess, I always wanted to become more athletic as I got older. And, I'm approaching 50 and I wanted to hit 50 hard. And, through my 50s, I want to be like, one of the most athletic people on the island. And,
and also the most chronic.
And most chronic, So, it's really a personal goal. Because I've wanted to do things that not only benefit me, but the world around me. And looking after my own health is one of the most important things that I can do. And that's why I kind of got the Team 420 thing and dodgeball games going, because I was working really hard as a pod activist, and I needed something to relax and to exercise and help me sleep and, just get my brain thinking differently. Because you can't think about nothing but the ball when you're playing dodgeball, right? You just drop everything else and you're there, right? And, I'd never done a marathon before, but I did play rugby, which is a really intense sport. You got to be a really good long distance runner. It's a 90-minute game. There's 2 45-minute halves. And
it's more like sprinting. I played basketball in high school for school teams and stuff, and it's a lot of heavy sprinting.
Yeah. So it's much like that. And so this is a little safer.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you miss the rough and tumble at all, though?
Oh, yeah.
I know. Football. Same here. Touch football. We used to play it all the time, and it's something that I miss it too. Yeah.
I toy with the idea of playing in a seniors league.
Man. Say, well,
50,
we'll hook that up.
But the Team 420 concept itself is, to me, in its infancy. I've barely focused on it because of all my other work that I do. But I have this grand vision of a franchise of lounges that are Team 420 sports lounges, where we have a whole bunch of health foods and drinks, a lot of them made with hemp, but not all. But certainly, really high quality health food. And then all sorts of sporting equipment made with hemp and environmentally friendly products. You can have skateboards to surfboards to all your clothing and accessories. You can make plastic out of hemp as well. So it's you could really make almost virtually every single thing that's used in sports now, at least in part, with hemp in it. Right? You can't replace metal, but
or rubber. You can't do rubber.
It can be included in rubbers.
Well, to make a basketball bounce on top of that.
It may not be able to replace things that are made with skins, because that's a unique sort of texture. But certainly, you can make all sorts of plastics and things. Might not be 100% because they use a seed oil, right?
Right.
So I'm not talking just the fiber.
I know what you make plastic.
Well, I'm just speaking also for the audience.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, good. It's not just you and me,
Oh, yeah. That's correct.
But and then in the lounge area, we would have big screen TVs, and Team 420 will be sponsoring all sorts of individuals and teams in different leagues. We could have baseball teams and dodgeball teams and various and sports, and then we could have certainly sponsoring individuals and like golf tournaments or dart tournaments. Right, it doesn't all have to be contact sports, right? You know, we can get into all sorts of games at Team 420.
Yeah, well, that's sort of what cannabis fitness is about too. Like you know, growing it into an urban recreation, really, and you know, taking it across everywhere else. Because a lot of places, like yours, sounds very inclusive. It wasn't just based on one dispensary, right? It was like to anybody who wanted to, right? There's some out in Toronto that's just based in one dispensary, right? But yeah, like that's what cannabis fitness was about, to spread it out for everyone, just to get together and not, just let's all get together, do social sports. It's a good thing. We all used to love it. Let's do it again. I mean, we don't really have a bar scene. We have lounges, as you say, but there's also some of us who are like more into the outdoor scenes. Yeah, it's a great idea, Ted, and I hope as this goes along, Team 420 will go along as well. Like hopefully we'll spur each other.
Oh, you'll be hearing more about Team 420. My
Yeah.
fight against the law is dying here. It's not over. There's still work to be done. But I didn't really get into the cannabis scene to make money. Now that a lot of my work is ending and I'm getting into the stage of my career where I can do more things that I want to, really Team 420 is going to catch on. And we have an annual dodgeball tournament in Victoria every year. We had our first one last year, and we'll have our next one. And eventually we'll be having dodgeball tournaments here. And we have a general plan, but I don't want to get into my personal life. But it's really hard for me to make any plans right now. And so, I'm just maintaining my life. But at a certain point, I'm going to really be putting a lot more focus into Team 420. And I'm certain that our society will be able to get some investors and make it happen in a way that I think is going to be really awesome for people, especially I think, high quality food and drinks that we make for athletes, other products, right? Like, I'm a hemp nut just as much as a pothead. So.
Well, thank you, Ted Smith. That was fantastic.
My great pleasure, Michael. My great pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic.